Hello. Yeah, I know. Strange title today. What it is, I'm in a place where I just need to express to find some sort of center within my life, and I asked myself, what could I share? Is there anything in my life that I could share? And this topic popped into my mind as the first subject matter to bring up, and I thought I'd go with it. It's a sensitive subject matter, but it is a bit of that case, in the sense that it was the hashtag. the hashtag. It's like it annoys me that such a sensitive subject matter, such a serious situation should be handled with a hashtag. And I appreciate the reasons why people resort to using hashtags, but I had an idea a little while ago of something that I could possibly do, and I've just not been able to get around to it yet with my my life as it is. But essentially, it's to be honest about racism. Just to be honest, to paint a portrait about who we are as an individual, and to air out openly the I'd say you'd call it stigma our mind forms. I mean, it's you've got racism and you've got prejudice, but stigma is formed in my eyes from, if you've got a childlike perspective, that child absorbs everything in their life. So they grow up with society, they grow up with teachings of their parents, and somewhere along the lines the mindset goes to racism is okay, racism isn't okay. And then you take a further step back to say prejudice is okay, prejudice isn't okay. But then if you're as wild as me and you've quietened your mind to the madness in your life, and you can see society as it is, you begin to see how you get feelings and thoughts automatically without instigating anything. You know, however you feel about someone, you can. I mean, I'll give you an example. What was it? 2016, I think. I got a job working in retail, and I had mental health condition then, and it started challenging me in terms of. Don't worry, I'm not going that mad. So I just run out of coffee. I'm not pouring imaginary coffee into an imaginary cup. There is something in here. But my mental health started challenging me on racism. Started popping racist thoughts into my mind sometimes. It was really annoying. But what it allowed me to do was see clearly how my relationship to racism and a different race, forget racism, my relationship to a different race. And in terms of the Black tribe, I reference it like that because I speak from a spiritual perspective, and that's the most complimentary way I can reference a different race, the Black tribe. Have almost changed in their relationship to me over my mental health condition. A lot of the workers in the mental health hospital were often black. And this is what I want to show you. This was my idea, to have an open and honest discussion about racism now. Instead of just putting a hashtag out there, Black Lives Matter, which we know, all lives matter, but Black Lives Matter. And obviously, the Black tribe are asking for help at this moment. So it's for the rest of us to get our act together and hear that. Forget the hashtag, but it's to hear the call. And that's how they're communicating. They're asking for help. So very simplistically, as a white man in this society, as one of the most multicultural, if not the most multicultural place in the world, London, most accepting, is to speak openly and honestly about the past, you know, because we grow up in modern times, we grow up in now. But the past, the injustices of the past, the corruptions of the past, they're reflective on society in some way, shape or form. Think about how much was built on slave labor. Think about what things like prostitution allow within society, even charity, as a direct reflection of, how can I put it, appeasing the suffering. Oh, don't worry, we'll just give £20 to charity. It sort of hides the problem. Whereas if charity didn't exist, think about what would happen anyway. I don't want to get off track. So my idea is to speak openly and honestly, because we're all children, and in their right mind, why would a child have any prejudice or any racism against any other race when it's a human being first, who looks at their skin color before they feel and see another human being? And if we take that perspective and we acknowledge we're all ill within the past that's reflective of the present, and we live in the present, we're all a bit ill with racism. We're all grown up too, so we can see ourselves within the illness. So this process, which I had an idea of, one would be healing for the self, to heal yourself, just break free of your own mental karma that you lock into your mind. It's like you're living and you've got this problem of racism. You're like, I'm not racist. But then like me, where I have a mental health condition, for no reason, I've been challenged on racism through my mental health, and I know myself within that. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people, and obviously they haven't gone through this process, but they're sitting there, they're thinking I'm not racist, but then you haven't been through the interrogation I have to know that you're not racist. And I'm saying you're not. And maybe doing a video like this, like an open and honest discussion about racism as a child, from a child perspective, as a human being, you mean no harm. And it's like as a result of my culture, ideas are put into me. As a result of society, ideas have come into me. And like many people, you know, it's like, it's to admit, and I'm not going to do it now because I'm not in a place where I'm going to admit everything, but this is the idea, is to say everything you've experienced with regards to racism and race and who you are as a human being in terms to that. Admit when you've been wrong. Admit when the funny things that happen that bring up ideas about, sorry, my neck isn't on my head, my head isn't on my, but having that discussion, and just being open and honest about the stupidness that society puts on us. Because until we get to that nitty-gritty stage and just put that out there and open like it's nothing, it's always going to exist. And that's what I get the impression. It's like, I'm surprised to hear kick racism out of sport again. It's like, I thought we'd done this like 10, 20 years ago. I can't believe this is still going on, but it is still going on, and that the hashtags are there. So the Black tribe are asking for help, and I'm not going to deny that things are still taking place that shouldn't be taking place. But I think the very point that it's put out there on a hashtag with something like Black Lives Matter is like, this is as much we can do without something like this happening. And I think where I'm a bit mad, and where I've had this challenge through my mental health with racism, I might be the best person, you know. Let a madman do it first. No one's gonna get offended by him. He speaks. Well, I hope I speak humbly in my approach. I know I swear a lot, but I mean no harm to anybody. And I hope that comes across, and I hope my sense of love comes across, and that's why I might be the best person to start put this out there. And I don't think anybody will follow me, just as an idea, because it came into my mind and I thought, why not? But life keeps getting in the way of me doing it. And yeah, I just thought I'd share that idea. It's like, I guess the average person couldn't do it. The pressures that they'd be under. I suppose I have a certain level of freedom in my madness to do some good, and that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Catch This Space is just sharing an idea. But yeah, we remove that nitty-gritty, dirty thing around language and the mentality around language, and remove the subject once for all, you know. Just the kids coming through nowadays, they don't care. We just need to do it as adults, I think. And I can't believe I'm saying that as a human being. But yeah, I hope something comes from this eventually.